Hi folks, Akwaba. This is Fifi for Fish Zoo. Today I'm going to show you how best you can build a filter with just a bucket. Yes, all you need is a bucket, a regular bucket with a fitting cover, and that is it. Your filtration system is ready. Most of the times, these items that we have for our hobby are so expensive that it discourages people from pursuing this hobby. But with this filtration, trust me, you can build it yourself. Even if you are not a DIY person, you can go ahead and do it yourself without any hassle. So join me, let me show you how I did it and how it also worked on my pond just overnight.
Yes, so this is where I realized that all the recording I did, I lost the audio. My audio was not working, so I will have to do a voiceover. So we have the regular buckets. There's a food grade, and it's neat, cool. It's fitting as well, the head, so it's good to go. And we have our PVCs that we'll be using, the brands, and then the ones that will fit into the hole so that it would be fitting, it will tie it up. You can use these two. You drill your bits and then you put one in the side, but here I did cut off a bit of it so that it will fit in perfectly without leaving anything, and it will be tight. I also have this PVC tape which I use when need be. Yeah, so right now this is the other one which I haven't cut. It fits in perfectly, and then you can just tie it up. That's all. That is it with these PVC fittings. This one here is the black one, is my pump, one of the fits into from the pumps that are the water pumps, so I can just tie it in there. So the tools, you can see the PVC cutter, the normal hacksaw blade, the small one, the handy one. There's a drill. I also have the drill bits, that's the round bits, yeah, which I'll be using. Yeah, they're in various sizes. Makes the work so easy when you have them. I forgot to mention, but we have the paints there that we'll be using at the end of the whole thing. So now this is what we'll be using for our inlets. That is the black one I did talk about. This one here is the from the pump. Normally you buy some pumps and you have to fit the outlet of the pump here before you're able to attach your hose. That's what I'm going to use for the inlet. So the bucket right now, what we need to do is to be able to find a way, a space. You see the line there? We need to cut that line, drill there. That's that area. We need to drill up that area. So first of all, I wanted to cut so that this will go and then it will be attached to the bucket itself. That line there is an obstruction, so we need to get rid of it. So I did cut it off, and then I just use a regular knife. Yeah, there's a regular knife that I have kept in my workshop that I normally use. Yeah, so now I made those lines on that, the cuts on those line strips. So now I'm going to use the drill bit, which I'll fit, and then you can see I'm trying to get the size to fit in well. Yeah, this one fits perfectly, so the thread will be able to go through the buckets. Yeah, perfectly well. Okay, now I'm fitting in the round bits so that I'll fit it on the drill, then I'll be able to use it to cut the holes for the PVC, especially the inlet. At the moment, that's what we are working on. We're working on the inlet. Yes, I did the inlets at the top of the bucket. That is for a very simple reason. I was looking at it that when I do it at the bottom, water is always going to pour out, like it's always going to siphon out and all that. But if I do it from the top, what happens is that the water is always flowing from the top. So in case of any power outage, it's just the water in there that drains through the outlets. Yeah, now you can see I'm about cutting with a, always wear protectives, whenever you're using power tools, please wear your protectives. I got through this hole so easy peasy. Yeah, you can see right there, it was so easy. Puff, and it's out. Yeah, so now our inlet goes in without a hassle. We'll still work on it anyway. Whatever we need to do to get this to work, we will do it. So right about now the inlet goes through it, and I realized that the line, the strips out there were still worrying me my way, so I did cut a bit out. Be careful right here, be careful. Yeah, and then snug it off. Yeah, that's it. So now it goes in perfectly, and then I realized there's space around it, but that one we can take care of it later. You can use a silicone to cover whichever holes that you have, because this needs to be airtight. It needs to be really airtight so that no water is allowed. So you can see our inlet is well fitted. That is it. All this while I was talking, but the audio from the camera wasn't working. So now we need to, that's why I'm doing a voiceover. And then I do the outlets at a 90 degrees angle from the inlet. Yes, so turn the bucket, and this is where we're going to fit our outlet, and we'll be doing the double outlet, so there will be a bit of space in between, and then we'll have double. The reason being that your outlet should always be bigger, way bigger than your inlet. That is, whatever amount of water that is coming in, you should have access to leave easily. You should have access to leave easily. So I decided to do two holes. Although now I'm gonna use a 3/4 pipe, but I'm still going to use two. It's still going to be two of those pipes. Yes, still going to be two of those pipes, because we need the water to flow easily. Always remember that with the round bits, when you're cutting, you always need to tilt your drill to about 45 degrees on the bucket. You can see right now I've tilted it a bit, not straight on the bucket, so it will cut through, and then I raise it gradually, and then it pops. That is the best way to cut, using the drill bit. Yeah, exactly the same way you do it if you were doing it on the glass, just that you don't use this kind of drill bits. You use what we call the diamond drill bits. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what you use. Let me just clean the surface. I rub the surface with my knife. Yeah, so that our fittings will go in very tight. You can see I'm able to thread it. It goes in, the thread goes in, but I made a mistake though. I shouldn't have brought them so close, so close. But anyway, it didn't give me any problem, but it was a mistake. I shouldn't have cut the two holes so close to each other. Yeah, so now I use this to hold it, to grip it, and then I'm able to turn it around. The thread is able to go around it. I'm able to go around it. No, not that way. Let's just put it in the hole and then tie it around. Yeah, there's a lot of work. So why don't you just put it in the hole at the top there, and then just turn it around. It's funny when you're watching the video after you've done it, you learn a lot from your own videos. Yeah, so now we're still trying to get a thread all across, and it should be tight. That is one objective. It should be tight. airtight, so the air wouldn't even be able to pass around it, that preventing water from coming out of this. This bucket system really works. It works so well that I have now changed a lot of my ponds and I'm filters, and I'm using these buckets on them. It works so well, so well. This needs to be very fit. It has to fit perfectly so that you don't have leakages. But you can as well use this on the inside, but it doesn't look necessary. Now let's pick up the next one and then fit it right in there. What we need is for these things to just fit. They just need to fit. That is it. So the next one also goes here. So you see why there was supposed to be a big space. See, now it's kind of too close, so it's making it difficult for my hands to go in there. So I'm trying to get it to go into the hole before I'll use it. So I had to push it a bit anyway. So work on it, and then now we can turn it around. So this time around I'm going to use the method that I was talking about when we were tightening the other one. Yeah, you just realize that that method was not going to work on this. It's going to take a lot of time. Yeah, lots of time. There's a lot of work, but still you still get to have your filter. Okay. No, hey, you break it. Hey, you gonna break it. That's what I was telling myself, by the way. But it went in so well. You're just gonna do it your own way. Be happy with it. That's all that you need. That's all that you need to make it work. I also realized that the inlets I used was a bit loose. It was too small for the hose I will be using. Yes, the inlet I used was too small for the hose that I will be using. So here, watch what I do. I was still talking all around here, but it really hurts me because I did say a lot of stuff that needed to be heard. Yeah. So you see, that's the inlet. I needed to get it to be tight, so I have to move it and then use a tape around it. I use a tape around it so it's able to fit in perfectly without any problem. That's how I wanted it to fit without problems, and I got it with the help of this moment. I needed the gloves off so that I can use my bare hands and then work faster. Yes, I was struggling with that, so I had to take it off, and it's allowed. I'm not using a power tool at the moment, so why not? So when this is done, it fits in perfectly. Yes, still, to be safe, you always apply silicone. To be on the safer side, you always apply your silicone to be able to get it on the safer side. Yeah. Now this, I still have to tighten this very well. Works so well. Pardon me for my head in your way. So you see, there's a method I should have used for the earlier ones. Just put it in there and then hold it, have a grip of it and turn it around. Yeah, you're not going to cause any damage. To it. This filter costs very less compared to buying a filter. And if you're able to get the right medium, come on, now let's go. We're done with it now. We need to get other stuffs to go in. You see the head, it's tight. That was what I was talking about, so it can fit in there. The reason being that if your filter is flowing and it get clogged up, if your head isn't well covered, what happens is that it overflows. But if it's well covered, it forces the water to come out. Hence, if you're not around, what happens is it just rather your pump stops working or your water level slows down. That is it, but you would never kill your fishes.
Let's go right ahead and fill this up. Yes, so now we're going to work on our media, what we're going to put in here. Let's just do that and we'll get back to our filter. First of all, we need to get the bottom filled up. What I do, this is what I do, yes, and it helps me a lot. I'm going to fill this bottom with stones, yes, rocks, but for me to be able to wash it very easy, this is how I go about it. I'm going to use, these are normally for onions, and then these were for pops, yeah, iced pops and all that. So I get rid of this, and then I do fold it into any shape I want. I just take my zip tie, push it through it, and then again just ensure that it goes through again, and then I tie it up. This is able to help me get this. I'm able to get this. So now we have two. All I need is my scissors to cut up, leaving just a bit so it doesn't come out. Yes. So I cut up this one as well. Yeah. And then let's go to the rocks. Those are rocks that I use in my aquaponics system, which a video will be coming up on how to build that aquaponics system. And I use this to grow my vegetables, which I use to feed my fishes and all that, and even feed the house. So we go ahead, we fill this up. I just washed these as well, although they were in the aquaponics system. I washed them because that system also serves as a filtration for the pond in which I built it on. So yeah, okay, so let's get this one also filled up. I don't make it so how do I say, tight. I don't make it so tight. I just do the same thing here. The reason why I don't just go around it is that I don't want it to be removed. So when it goes through I can just go through it once. And then I tie it up. Yes, the reason is that it is being held by that hole that I went through. So I cut up this bit and then this bit. So I have this. I can as well, if you don't have the tie, like me right now, I don't have the tie, I can just tie this up this way. Yeah, tie it up this way. Yeah, and then we're done. So let's fill the filter up. I was going to say bucket, but now it's a filter. So we get our filter here, and this is going to be down here. This one as well also goes in here, and it's going to protect the outlet. We're going to make sure that nothing blocks it because we have this here. Now we have our fine part here, which we're going to cut off That is it. And this side goes in. Mind you, before the water reaches here, it should have gone through your biomedia. This is the biomedia, and the biomedia, that is where we have beneficial bacteria growing in. So I intend to have a lot of biomedia. Yeah, there's even small. You can put in as much biomedia. The more, the better. The beneficial bacteria are going to take care of your system for you. Now we have a mesh. Yes, we have our mesh that is going to take care of the first bits of the water. Yes, there. Mind you, I must say these are all mediums that were already in my filter, so you can see these worms growing in it, and that's an indication that my filter is working perfectly. See this one, you see that I have a lot of worms growing in there, and that's an indication that my filter is working very, very effectively. So this one here goes there. Yeah, just so we have them all stacked and not floating around, to have weight on the system. So something very little and it's on it. So let's go and try our filter. First of all, we need to cover it. Seal. We need to seal it. Whoa. This is our system, and I used to have a shower trickle filter. Yeah, shower filter here, but it gives me a lot of problems, so I would rather fix this one on it. I'd rather fix this one on it. So let me just go ahead, fix it. But my pipe seems to be bigger than the inlet, so I use the tape. This, I'm going to use more of the tape to be able to wrap it all around. Yes, so now we're going to fit it right on. It fits right on. Let's tighten it up. Let's tighten it up. The pump is already connected. It's already connected to the system, so I'll switch the pump on and then we see how it goes. I'm sure now it's filling up. This moment it's filling up. Oh yeah. Yeah. Whoa. There you have it. There you have it. This is the pond here, and this system should be able to take care of it. So you can see the filter is still working, and this is the pond. Guys, look, you can try this filter and give your feedback in the comment section. Just go try this filter, come back and give your view about this system. It's so easy. It's so easy to build and very affordable to make. If you really need an affordable filtration for your fish pond or even your aquarium, so please hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to do more videos on some filtration systems, a lot more loaded. Thank you.